Hi there, guys, and welcome to this interview with Kyle. He is a successful massage business owner in New York State, and he has two massage locations recently expanded into a brand new place, which is exciting. We'll talk about that. And he's a member of my Massage Therapist Success Academy, and I think this interview is going to be really valuable for anyone who wants to grow their massage business. Now, whether it doesn't have to be with two locations, but just growing in general. Kyle started out as a solo therapist. Let him introduce himself. So Kyle, yeah, if you want to introduce yourself, take it away.
Sure. My name is Kyle Hierholzer. I am located in central New York, which is smack dab in the middle of New York State. So much different than New York City. We're a little bit more of a suburban kind of area. And yeah, I've got our two clinics that are really prospering right now. Super busy. We see about 300 patients a week between both of our clinics. So that keeps us really busy with 18 different providers. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster ride, but as owning a small business usually is, we've been doing great. And Kurt's program has really helped a lot.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about your journey from when you started to how you got here now, how long you've been in the industry, and I'd love to hear your whole story.
Sure. So I've been a massage therapist for coming up on 12 years now. Right out of massage school, I actually opened a home office location. So I've kind of always been a solo practitioner on some level, and I primarily kind of focus on the medical aspect of things. After massage school, I went to the Mayo Clinic. They have a specialized hospital-based medical massage program to get some specialized training in that area. And that really helped me kind of transition a little bit. So I also worked at my home office and then also with a pain management clinic in our region as well. And I worked with those folks for about 4 or 5 years, which was really valuable. I got to work on a ton of different patients that I would normally not have seen in private practice, got a lot of experience working in that medical field. And then after a while, I kind of wanted to just transition and do my own thing. I'd kind of outgrown the pain management clinic world a little bit. I started my own office in a different location than my home. And I worked there for 2 years and kind of got to the point where I could not see all of my patients. So I was like, well, I got to get some people that can help me see all of these patients that I currently have on treatment plans. I partnered with another local fitness business and we opened up another location. So we had a gym on one side and our massage and wellness space on the other. And we started to just slowly bring on additional providers and grew our team. Started with just one and then two, and now all the way up to 18.
Yeah, it's a cool story, especially working at the Mayo Clinic. That's really cool. And you started off in the medical massage, but now I'm assuming you do a broad range of services. It's not just medical, you said.
Yeah, we primarily focus on the medical world. Kind of our slogan is, our mission is to be the #1 choice in our region for more than just a relaxation massage. I always qualify that because I'm not saying a relaxation massage is bad. Great. I love my trips to the spa just like everybody else, but our clientele tend to be folks who have some type of pain or discomfort. They're coming to see us because their shoulder hurts or they've been referred to us by their doctor or physical therapist or chiropractor. So that is kind of our niche in our business world. We definitely still get folks who just come in for some stress and anxiety and relaxation, and we absolutely treat them. But the majority of folks are coming in with a problem. And we've kind of gained the reputation in our area for a place to go to help with those type of things.
And it's interesting, your first kind of expansion, your first step into like hiring people was part of a gym, because you're a personal trainer as well, right?
Correct. Yep. Personal trainer, also a reflexologist. So about 3/4 of our team are also certified fitness professionals. So they're either personal trainers or yoga instructors or martial arts instructors in that world. So it kind of gives us a different level, or we can take them from the table and then down into our fitness space and then show them some core exercises to help them for their low back or some stretches that they can do. So it's definitely kind of progressed our practice to another level to be able to to not just stick with the massage, but also to enhance kind of their experience and to move them on. One of the things I kind of found after a while was sometimes I could get someone only so much better through massage, where eventually they had to do some work to do things themselves to kind of better their life and improve their pain. Those folks who have kind of embraced the fitness side have had great success with that too.
So both your locations have a fitness section to them?
Yep.
Yeah, sure. That's awesome. I always think it's such a great complementary services, right? And, I talk about it a lot, like you give more value. So your clients come to you, as you have probably realized many years ago, they come to you not for a massage, they want a result. They want to feel better, right? So it's like, Like, you know, being a PT, like I'm a PT as well, helps a lot. But I mean, I think you could put any massage therapist listening to this could put together just like a little document with some common exercises they can find online for like back pain, shoulder pain, postural correction, stuff like that. And you could say, look, I'm not a personal trainer, but here's some exercises that will help. And I think you could just easily have a little document for each of the most common problems, whether it's stress as well, because no one's doing that. No other massage therapist is doing that. They're just delivering a massage, right? And so you're standing out easily because you're giving a better overall result, and that's how you are gaining a reputation in your business for better results than everyone else.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things we want to work on is building out a section of our website where we can send links to for here's some things to do for shoulder pain, here's some things to do for back pain. So we do that now as far as showing them and demonstrating them and then having them show us. But that is an area of enhancement we want to include in our business this year too.
And there's even apps out there. I know I posted the one that we use in the group that you can give little mini treatment plans in apps and stuff for your clients with the exercise videos and whatnot. But there's so many options. But yeah, that's really cool. I really love what you guys are doing. Our place started in a gym too. So when you said you were in a gym, I like kind of related with that.
So really well together.
You're doing really well now. Before you even came into the academy, you guys were doing really well. What kind of made you look for another solution to your marketing, and where were you at with that when you joined the academy, and like what have you tried before, or how are things going? And if you don't just give some background on your mindset around that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had actually hired a digital marketing company to support our business when we had opened our second location, just to kind of get the word out of where we were and to kind of enhance our online presence. And they were good. They were actually really great for the first year. They helped us a lot. And then we kind of got to the point where we would have these quarterly meetings and they would show us these reports with all of these, clicks and views and how great we were doing. But there was no way to correlate that to like who was actually coming into the clinic. I needed a way or a measurable way to figure out what marketing was actually working. So that kind of got me shopping around a little bit. And actually your ad just popped up on Facebook. I think it was your 7 clients in 7 days program for like $1. So I was like, what the heck, it's $1, I'll try it. And that kind of introduced me a little bit more to the lead-based marketing, which I was familiar with a little bit in the gym world because a lot of gyms and fitness centers use that lead-based kind of system. I don't know why I had a little bit of a bias. I thought it wasn't appropriate for massage or wasn't something that, necessarily we should do. But I gave it a try. And in our first 7 days, we actually had 45 bookings from that first ad, which was crazy. Yeah, so it was far more than 7 clients. So that really worked out awesome. It was also a ton of work to do that first ad because it was so overwhelming and we had to learn all these different processes. It was, extremely beneficial, but it definitely taught me that I need to kind of wrap my head around this lead-based marketing system because that's really the only way I'm going to know where I'm spending my money is going to be worth it as far as marketing and advertising goes.
Yeah, I like to under promise and over deliver.
I definitely did with
that. Yeah, because it is a kind of a new way of advertising. A lot of people just think marketing is just like branding, just do a good job, post content and people will come, but it can work really well and you see exactly the result that you get because you see how many leads are coming in. I suggest I provide things like track leads, bookings, scripts to follow up with people. It is work, but yeah, I think it's worth it. I mean, you get a new client on the table for $10, for example, or $5, and that person pays you hundreds of dollars over the course of their time with you. So it's just an insane bargain. But yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah, I remember when you came in, you got really good results. What thoughts or concerns did you have? I know you said, it's only $1, but I get hundreds of people visiting my pages and going to my ads who don't buy because they're obviously concerned or it's going to be a scam. So did you have those kind of thoughts or what concerns did you have?
Yeah, I think it was just more concerns on like moving to that lead-based system. I don't know, I guess I had a little personal bias a little bit. Like I had thought like I'd seen some not so reputable chiropractors in our area use that type of marketing and other different ways. And I didn't want to become part of that. I definitely had a bias. I wasn't sure if this was actually going to work or not. So that's probably my biggest concern. Also, not knowing you and you being from another country, Australia, I was like, is this actually a real thing? But once I, started the program and kind of worked through the different modules in the academy, I definitely saw the value that was there. The other thing, because the lead-based system does require a little bit more time, attention, and follow-up, I was really concerned whether I would have the time to do that or not, because I still treat a lot of patients myself and still trying to make that transition a little bit from practitioner to business owner and trying to find that happy medium. But one of the things I really found that was valuable in your program was learning eventually, once you had the system down, is to automate a lot of the follow-up that can happen. It took a little bit of time to learn that, but now we can run an ad and someone fills out a lead form or a messenger lead and they get automated text messages and emails and follow-up responses to encourage them to book in. So it's not all on me to do all that follow-up, but I learned ways through your program to kind of make that a lot easier in my life.
Yeah, because you upgraded to the business academy after a while, and there's info in there about using Zapier and connecting it to your autoresponder and SMS system. Yeah, because I think most people, because you run a business, you need a lot of leads coming in. So most people, they're just kind of part-time, like 15 to 20 people a week, sessions a week, and they only need a couple, five new clients a week, for example, if that, so it's easier for those people to just do it manually. But yeah, once you get into the business where you have multiple therapists and that time is more valuable, there's so many more leads, you have to automate as much as possible, right? Since then, your first week did really well, you said, and since then, how have your results been, and what has it done for your business, and especially with your new location and expansion? I mean, what other positive results have you seen?
The biggest thing is I can actually just rely on an ad to fill bookings at this point. So because our clinic is quite busy, we don't run the same volume of ads as we do now compared to what we were doing a year ago, because we just don't need to. We've kind of grown it through all those lead-based ads. But for instance, like this week, we just hired a new therapist. We have to fill up her schedule. So we turned on some of our ads again that we had turned off for a little bit, like our birthday ad and a special promo ad. Being able to just have that control to be able to look at the week ahead or 2 weeks out and say, okay, I've got a lot of openings I need to fill. Let's turn on this ad and get some leads and get those filled. And it literally works like clockwork. You can turn on the ad and those bookings will fill in. So I think that has been the biggest benefit to my business, is just to have some predictable marketing, something that I can count on when I need it. Also, because we have been in business for a while, we've seen a lot of patients over the years. So we have a client base of like 7,000 patients in our system. So one of the really beneficial aspects of your program was the reactivation ads, specifically using your birthday promotion. Like we had some automation built in when they would get messages like 30, 60, 90 days after their appointment to invite them back in. But then after that, they were just kind of gone. That specific program or ad to invite them back into the clinic on their birthday on a special offer has been the cheapest way to get people we've already seen that are familiar with us, that had a great experience but maybe just don't get massage regularly, to be able to invite them back in the clinic and get treated again. And then from there we could work on signing them up for a membership or a package or something like that. So I would say those two have probably been the most beneficial for how our business is structured.
Yeah, 100%. Same thing with us. Before we get on to some cool tips, because I want you to share some more about your membership program, which I think is awesome. We have the same thing. Like we don't need many leads now for our clinic as well. We have 10 therapists, and we just had one of our therapists go from part-time, who just did Saturdays, to full-time, and he quit his job and he came over to us full-time. He was a chef as his full-time job, and he needed to get full straight away because he wanted to provide for his family. Like he didn't want to drop off his income. So we just turned on an ad, which we hadn't run for a while. And I shared the results in the group, but yeah, we got like 20 leads in the first week, 30 leads in the week. Just he's full from day one, so that's reassuring, because otherwise it would take new therapists months to build up. their client base. And the reactivation, I always say it to people, couple great strategies. Social media ads is one, and reactivation is the other one. It's so easy. All these, like a lot of therapists, and even when I was a personal trainer, we do this too. People often drop off from your services, not because you did anything wrong. It's just because you get busy. Like, I know probably you've experienced this, and I know I have. I had a bad back a few months ago, and I just couldn't make the session one day last minute, and I canceled, and then they didn't even reschedule me. And then, like, I would go back to them if they just reached out to me, but I just haven't booked back in. Do you know what I mean?
It's like they are trying. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so like all you have to do is ask, and half the people will come back. Let's get into some of your biggest tips that you could provide for your business growth that have worked for you, and if you want to share some value with the people who are watching.
You spoke about our membership program, and that's been a huge hit for our business. So a program I was a little reluctant to start because it was kind of associated with a large national franchise. It's something that they did, and I didn't know if that was the route I wanted to go. But it seems the society that we live in, just memberships and subscriptions are kind of the way things are. So we kind of dove into it, and we've grown that program. Right now, I think we have 600 members in between our two clinics, and that's just, those people are just going to come in every single month, and you can count on that, and you can count on that income to come in, the first day of each month to pay your bills, and to have that predictable income source is great. Also, because we do so much in the medical world, we try to set people up on a treatment plan, whether we're trying to see them, weekly, biweekly, monthly, whatever the case might be. So that program just makes sense if they're coming in, with any regularity, that it's going to help lower the cost for them. They get a lot of value added benefits too. So we give discounts on things like add-ons, additional sessions, gift certificates, fitness, yoga classes, a whole kind of slew of things to kind of make the program more beneficial for them. Yeah. So I would say if you have not thought about a membership program, or if you don't currently have one, I'd really encourage anyone in the massage world to do that, just because it makes so much sense to get people to come back regularly and to get those repeat clients. I will say one mistake we made is we kind of set initially, when we first started the program, we set the price a little bit lower than what we should have. It was great. We signed up a lot of people, but then we were kind of like, okay, we need to fill in the gap a little bit. So that was a little mistake that we made. We have been increasing that pricing slowly. That was actually one of the tips in, I think, the Business Academy, was how to increase your prices and do that in a way that's not going to make your patients or clients angry. So we've been slowly doing that and have a trajectory to kind of get that to right where we want it to be. But definitely analyze your finances and set that price point at what is going to make sense for you as well.
And a lot of people might think of memberships, and like you said, they have that preconceived notion that the big corporations do them and they lock people in or whatever. Like, you could set your memberships up however you want, with a rolling 30-day period where they can give 30 days notice, or you could have them a set period, 6 months or whatever, or a 3-month minimum, and then a 30-day cancellation. Like, you can set them up however you want, but at the end of the day, there's a reason these other companies are successful. It's not because they force people into memberships, it's because people want to go on memberships if you make it so it's good value for them and it's attractive to them. And these people, they know it's going to help them more, and you're going to help your customers more if they are in memberships and they come to see you an average of 6 times instead of 3 without a membership. You can help them more. If you believe in your skills, then you should try and get people on memberships, but it's setting them up right and all that. So if you want, do you want to share just a little bit about some of the ways that you get people on memberships? Is it like they come in and after 1 or 2 sessions, they pitched on the membership, or is it like the therapist pitches them, or you have a sales team? What are the options like? Is it like 3-tiered with longer periods, or
So right now we have 2 membership options, one that gives them a 60-minute session, one that gives them a 90-minute session, so they can choose between those. We're actually trying to develop a little bit more of a VIP membership at a higher dollar amount that would include some fitness services, and that's something we're trying to develop down the road. But as far as the sales process goes, we really try to tie it to their treatment plan. So after their session, we talk about what we found during their session, or how is that shoulder pain feeling afterwards, and then the therapist would give their recommendation based on how complicated the diagnosis might be, or the situation might be, of how often that they want to see them. And then From there, it's just easy to introduce the membership option because they can say, well, I'd like you to come back for these, 4 to 6 sessions. This program is going to help you save some money. And if they're feeling good after their session, which almost everyone is, they're much more likely to sign up. We also do some marketing programs too. So at 2 times throughout the year, in January and in July, we do a promotion where they can sign up for half off of their first month of membership. And those are always really great months. We typically sign up anywhere between 50 to 70 people on each of those months at that program. Some, I would say, I looked at the numbers actually before. I think it was 80% of those folks still stay on memberships after that promotional period or after that initial 50%, and they've met the qualifications for our membership, which is a 4-month commitment. Some people are going to fall off because they're bargain seekers, but the vast majority are going to stay there. So even offering some type of discount to get into that program a couple times a year makes it more attractive. And I found doing them in those 6-month periods, you're able to kind of target the new people that didn't sign up for membership within that 6-month period, and they're more likely to sign up as well.
Yeah, very cool. And so after the minimum of 4 months, is it a 45-day cancellation, or is it like a 30-day cancellation period, or how's it work?
Yep, we do 30. Honestly, we're pretty liberal with it though. If it it makes sense for the patient, we don't want to necessarily make them angry or anything like that. And usually the only reason someone's leaving the program is due to finances. We don't want it to become too much of a burden. But in our membership agreement, we do set that at 30 days. So they have to make 4 month payments. They can cancel after or 30 days prior. We also do a rollover too. So if they don't use their session that month, they're able to roll that over to the next month. Those actually stay with them for a full calendar year, 12 months before they expire. So sometimes we find that people have accrued some sessions just because life gets in the way and they haven't been able to get in. So we also allow them to gift those to other people, which is great because then we're getting a new person into the clinic and we can sign them up for a membership. So it just kind of makes sense.
Yeah, you can make it as easy as possible for people to take up, because these are the objections that customers have to memberships. Oh, what if I can't make it that week? What if I go on holidays? What if I move? You just build in contingencies for them to make it easy to, use it another month, or to give it away, or to cancel it, So another thing too is you don't have, like you said, you don't have to discount much. You can add on value, exactly like you said, and that's what I recommend. You give like a small discount, like maybe 10% even, but then you stack the value on top, and that's a win-win because you don't get paid less. The customer gets more value, but you don't have to lose money, and it's just a win-win for everyone. I talk about memberships a lot. I just wish everyone would do them, but yeah, it's a big step for some people. What are some of the other biggest tips that you'd recommend that have contributed to your growth and success?
I would say if you have more than just yourself as part of your team in your clinics or in your offices, is choosing the right people has been really important to us. So the team that we currently have now is the most amazing group of professionals I've ever worked with. They're so competent, so qualified. We really try to invest in them too. As a business owner, we actually, as a team, we attend continuing education seminars together, and then we, use those seminars to highlight new services, and which will attract more people into the clinic. And then the providers are getting better every year as they're continuing with this additional education. So choosing the right people who are open to those type of things that are going to fit your values, your mission, and then those that really want to, invest in themselves and improve their techniques is going to help all of your patients in your clinic.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've realized this, but I think that some people don't realize. I never used to believe in like a mission, vision, values when I started in business, but I come to over the years I came to realize its importance. And I just want to relate back to people that, you mentioned your mission statement at the start, which was like to be the best provider. And this is something I talk about as well. It's like the reason you attract all those great therapists is because great people are attracted to a mission statement like yours. They're attracted to excellence, right? So because you are focused on excellence and your mission statement is to be the best, and it's led by you and that's what your whole business is about. You're going to attract the best people, and you have to live your mission statement, which you are with continuous training, but it's going to help with retention as well as recruitment. That is really important. A lot of people don't put that together. They try and struggling to find the right people or whatever, and it's because probably the people who are the best, probably looking for a place that wants to be the best, and they want to be proud to be associated with your business. That's really important, I think, that you've done with the mission statement, as well as you said your team is so good, and that's probably part of the reason why. So that's very cool. And it kind of grows as your brand grows, and you become like this, like you are like the only place to go if people want results. Your name gets out there, and also to therapists and providers as well. You continually educate, you attract the best people, you got your memberships, you got your marketing. Is there anything else? Like,
Yeah, I would say
there's a lot of things, but like, is there like one other thing?
yeah, no, that's like one other thing. You include this in your training, and it's something that I've kind of learned over the years as well. But your training actually narrowed it down really nicely. Was also learning the Google side of things, because almost anybody that's looking for a massage is just literally typing in "massage near me" on Google, and you got to figure out how you are going to show up for those people searching for those services, whether you're just a solo practitioner or you're a multi-location clinic. You've got to be able to pop up in those search results. So I know you offer some training in your program, which I've taken advantage of, and learning that Google system, maybe even doing some ads on Google, specifically reviews that people can leave on Google or social media really helps those rankings. So we really dug deep into that, I would say about a year ago in your program, is asking for that review, following up. We actually have a reward system right now that's tied to, they earn points when they do a review, which everybody likes points and all that. I think right now we have about 600, almost 700 5-star reviews for both of our clinics, because we have hit that so hard, and that has made our Google trajectory. We're always #1 when people are searching for us in the area.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. And I mean, I bet like when people are searching, competitors aren't doing that as well. And so it just looks silly if they choose someone else, because your nearest competitor's probably got like a quarter of your reviews.
I know it is funny. Like I think our one clinic that's north of us has like almost 500 reviews, and the other one that's there has like 25. It's like no one's even close. So if you can get your patients to review you on Google or social media, it's going to massively help that ranking.
Yeah, and it's systemizing it. It's not just waiting for someone to leave a review and hoping. It's prompting them. And honestly, like if you're a therapist, like a solo therapist, you don't even have to like set up automations like you do or I do. You can just check in with them the next day and just like, hey, how are you feeling with that issue that you came in with? And if they're like, yeah, it's feeling a lot better, it's like, oh, that's really good to hear. Is there anything else I can help with or whatever? In the meantime, they say no. And you say, okay, that's great. You're feeling good. Here's a link. Like reviews really help us. Here's a link to leave us a review if you want. It would really help us. Really appreciate it. And that's all you have to do as a minimum. And you will get so many reviews. You can incentivize it, like you said, which I recommend too, with giving points to like a draw. But like it's that easy, and it helps so much, especially in that.
If they're feeling good, and if they're feeling good after your treatment, they're going to want to leave your review. So just ask.
Yeah, let's get into some big struggles. Unless there's anything else you want to mention before we move into like some of your biggest struggles that you've had.
No, I think that's good.
Yeah, so every business, like people might look at you and think, he's got 2 clinics, he's doing really well, like his situation, but his situation is different to mine. Like I've had all these different problems that he probably wouldn't have had. And I always say that is false, because everyone who gets and achieves things, they have to just overcome the same struggles or other struggles. I'd love for you to share some of your biggest problems from the start that you've had that were really hard to overcome.
Sure. I'll talk about our most recent problem. The massage school in our area had closed down last January. So we're kind of in a position in our community where there's just not a lot of available therapists. That's been a big struggle. We kind of were really fortunate that we had all attended a continuing education conference a couple months ago, and some local professionals around us kind of saw the team and how fun we were. We all had matching shirts and all that kind of stuff. And they were like, oh, maybe I want to be a part of that team. So we got fortunate and kind of hired a new person who starts this week. But in general, hiring therapists right now in our area is quite difficult.
What about earlier on? I mean, what troubles did you come up against with growing early?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just finding Finding clients was probably the hardest part initially, especially when I had a home office and I was just a solo practitioner. That was really challenging, especially if you have a small office or you're working out of your home. You almost don't feel quite as credentialed or as professional necessarily as other places that are out there. So I had to find a way to make my space as professional as possible, especially when I had a home office. I had to align myself with other health professionals that would refer to me comfortably and that knew that my treatments were going to be able to get them the progress, and I would work in an integrative way with them. So I had to find kind of some other ways to legitimize my brand new business and to get those clients. And that took some time and was definitely a struggle.
Is there anything else comes to mind?
Yeah, I would say the last thing that's kind of the big one on my list is being a massage therapist and the business owner is just the time management piece of it, and being able to try to juggle all of those different pieces and how can I promote my business and do all of the marketing and all of these type of things that I need to do while still needing to treat some of the patients that I have in treatment plans that I don't want to get rid of. I love doing massage. I don't want to stop doing it. Being able to find that balance between the two and finding enough time in the day, some days is tough.
So do you still see your clients, or how have you balanced that out?
Yeah, I do. I've definitely tightened my schedule up now, where I will only see a certain number of patients a day, or I try to limit those at least on a weekly basis. I've also, because I'm fortunate to have such a great team, I've been able to kind of slowly transition some patients to other providers who will do just a great job, if not better job than me. Once again, it just takes time. Ways that I found recently that's kind of helped is I'm like, oh, I can't get you in next month because my schedule is full. So I'm going to put you with this person, but the month after that, I'll see you. So now, they've seen a new person, and then I follow up with them the next month, and they're like, oh, that was great. She did this stretch with me that I've never had done before. And I'm like, awesome. So you've got your other person that you can see besides me. Like I said, it's not something I don't want to necessarily, quit my patients or anything like that, but being able to find that balance and know that they're going to be taken care of with another provider is gives me some peace of mind.
All right. Well, just as we wrap up, what's some of your plans going forward? I mean, what's on the cards for Hand in Health over the next 5 years?
Yeah, so our goal is actually to open 2 more clinics in our county. So our goal is to have 4 locations that kind of surround our area to serve the whole area. So we're just about at capacity with our 2 right now. So we're kind of actively seeking to open that 3rd one. Be great by the end of the year, shortly thereafter. That's kind of on our horizon to be able to kind of expand our footprint a little bit. Absolutely.
Thanks a lot, Kyle. Really appreciate you having this chat with us, and it's inspiring to see how you've grown and hear your plans. It's really cool. And if anyone's in New York area, go give Kyle go say hello and get a treatment, and you can see how well his business is run. Appreciate you being a part of the academy, and hopefully I can help you in any other way. But yeah, thanks for the interview.